Greetings everybody in Troll Land. This is take 2 of something I have wanted to do for a while, because people have asked about how to do troll hair. Let me turn this down. Yeah, people have asked about how to do the hair. I want to show you an example of the best, or the biggest, hair that I ever did on a troll, and it's this one. And it's just massive. It's so thick. It turned out so well, and it's very wavy and cushy mushy, and this troll is a little fragile, so I don't have her out much. She's up in a high shelf. Normally I would not do that with a troll. I like to have them out. And she's a Rapunzel. And that hair took a long time. I don't know if it'll show up, but there's several different colors and types of yarn in there. I don't know if it's even focusing, but we'll try. So she'll go over here. And what I used was a little troll like this. I got these at the dollar store, and $5 or less. And if you get that type, you can experiment on them without, if you get a damn troll and you get glue all inside it, it's like, oh my God. But if you have one like this, or one that's already damaged, I had one called Franken-Troll, but maybe I'll show you later. He's really nice now. But yeah, they have kind of a sparse wig. The hair is nice, so soft. So what I do, I won't do it now, pop the wig out. So you have a hollow troll. Whoa! So then you have yarn like this in strands. And if you wanted, you could just use that. If you want a coarser hair. And what I did is fold it in half. It's not really in half. And then I usually take another piece of yarn, which I don't have. Oh, I just cut my hand. What I did, this would be way, way thicker. And you do that, and you tie that. So it's like a little ghost, eh? And if it's thick enough, you can just pop it inside. But what I usually do is, get it to fit and keep pulling it out and putting it in. When it's where you want it to be, put some glue on it, and then it's permanent. But actually doing this strands, it's tricky. And it takes time. So I'll show you what I hope is an easy one. These all grab. You see, however way the yarn twists, every yarn twists a certain way. And what I'm doing is the opposite. Twisting until it's basically it's untwisted. But in order to keep it that way, I have to do that. This stuff you can kind of pull apart like this. I say kind of because it kind of grabs. You have to sort of adjust it. Most of them don't come apart as easily. Woo! So now you have 2 pieces of which I love, is the fact it's kinky. It's kinky. And that makes the hair look good, and it gives it volume. What I love about this blue troll is that the hair has tremendous volume. So this is more like a standard piece of yarn. God, I hope this is recording. I cut my thumb all to shit today, and it hurts really badly. So if I start to bleed, I'll have to stop. This one, if you do it, untwist. I'm holding it like this. It's hard to get it apart. Here I just got one strand. Sometimes you have to sort of anchor the other end. I'm just going to hold it between my knees like that. And it helps it. That one didn't. Never mind. Well, we'll force it a bit. So now you've got, it's a nice thin piece. A piece of yarn like this, a worsted weight yarn, will have 4 strands. And, it takes quite a bit of wiggling around and fiddling and, I'm not really doing it very well because of my thumb. Yeah, the thumb is really making it hard. Rip, rip, rip. Pretend I'm not ripping it like this. But what you do, and I can't get this on the camera, is you kind of secure the end like that. Do something to hold the end in place. You got another strand. It's stuck to my Band-Aid. And this one's now down to 2. So you get the idea, and you just keep doing it. This one is so thin, you might not want to do it at all, but I'll see if I can do that one. Yeah, kind of. Again, I'm going to just hold it. I used pins, you know, I pinned it. If you hold the other end still, you'll get a better, look at this, how nice. So where's the other parts? Well, they're all over the place. This came. This one did. What about that one? I'm just going to sort of give you the idea. Well, there's the music I wanted. I wanted that music, and I couldn't find it anywhere. But it's got talking with it, too. That's me talking. I'm in 2 places at one time, and I thought only a saint could do that. That doesn't mean I'm a saint. But maybe this will show up. It's starting to get like what I call stranded out. You know, it's just thinner, it's wavy kind of, you know, it's almost like this spiral perms of the 80s. Here's one of these strands too. See, thicker, thinner, da-da-da-da. And I don't know if I want to do that one. Well, I'll try doing this one. If my thumb were in commission,
this type of tool might normally go for 110.
Sorry to be so completely clumsy, but my thumb, I'm disabled. Yeah, you see, I got this piece out. There's a lot of twist to it, and it wants to go back to the way it was manufactured. So you gotta be tough with it. You're gonna do what I say. So I'm gonna try to do this because it's thinner. Jeez. My thumb is like, I have 4, you know that expression, all thumbs? I have 4 thumbs on this side, look. I'm glad you can't see what it looked like when it was bleeding. And I'm glad you can't hear what it was like when I was screaming. See, I just pulled that apart. But like I said, you got to find your own way of doing it because, you know, this is tricky stuff. And it just takes a lot of time. But we're already getting something a lot more like, let's pull that down, a lot more like our blue troll, you know. Not as thick, but if you went like that, let's try doing it that way. That's almost like a head of hair right there. It's pretty good. And what I would do is just tie it. I'll try to do that because every piece of yarn I pick up doesn't cut. This is really awkward, but it's better than the first take. The first take I had no scissors. Probably not in the camera view. I had no scissors. I had no yarn that was right. Now this is going to look like, it's going to remind me anyway of a little Halloween ghost. I'm going to trim it up a little bit. You know those little ghosts that you make for Halloween out of tissue paper or whatever. Only this is yarn. You know, you could experiment with this, make something out of it. You can make, I'm going to do a yarn doll tutorial too. Those are really, really cool. This is a very, very simple yarn doll, and it doesn't have any eyes. It did, but I have it on a bulletin board. This is a real simple yarn doll, and you can make them very, very fancy. It's great with kids. Kids love making these. Basically, you just need yarn. That's it. And you can make dolls that are really pretty. I have some very nice ones. Anyway, this thing, that's basically your wig. And I don't have a troll with no hair. Not anymore. But if I did, Pop that out, and this would have to be way, way, way thicker. Pop that in and then sort of get it the place you want, and then glue it. I like to glue it because it doesn't stand that well. Kind of pops out again. Help, help, I'm being used as an example. I don't like that. Well, I'm sorry, but you're really helping. Here, let me show your belly button again. Gee, that poor trolley. So, there's her. I want to show. There's a bunch of them. I haven't had these guys out in a while. I call that one Angie. She's got a real tumble of hair. It's just gorgeous. It has beads in it, but you know, if you put beads in their hair, it'll all end up inside. Maybe you can see them. Ooh. I don't know what happened there. It's catching. Yeah, that's what it is. It's catching. Anyway, you often need a sort of a headband to kind of hold it in place, but it's the same technique. I just wish I hadn't wasted so many beads on it because, you know, the beads are nice. They're sort of like a clear diamond looking, but they don't show, folks. But at least there's some gold. There's some metallic in here. Metallic is helpful. Helps it look good. Had these guys out in a while. I forget the name of this one. But that's a very coarse, almost a rope, a string, and I absolutely loved it. And some of it you don't even pull apart, and you add some thinner, and it just came out really nice, like sort of earthy looking, and I made a little tutu for her. Trying to get these guys back in the shell. It's just, God. This one, this was the easiest one I ever made. I used all the same type of yarn, and it was almost like a string. So look what it was like. And she's very pretty, but the yarn is very, I don't know, it's very tactile. You can almost style it with your hand, you know, it's just, she's really pretty too. She's gorgeous. Well, anyway, those are my main yarn trolls. I know there's probably a few others. But that's the basic technique if you want to do this. I'm probably not in the range. If you want to do this, it's just a lot of fiddly work, but you can do it. I mean, you could use other stuff too. That's just what I use because I have tons of yarn on hand because I used to knit a lot. I don't knit so much now because the grandkids are too old, but you got to do something. So I took up trolls again. So I hope you got something out of this. You know, it's just the very basics, but you have to kind of experiment with how it's going to go. So that's it for now. Bye-bye.